Hey yo everybody, welcome back to TWR. I hope you are all doing well and taking care of yourselves. My name is Tavian. This is my world of reptiles. If you are new to this channel, thank you so much for coming through. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button and ding that bell so you get notified on future content as it comes out. And if you are a returning subscriber, as always, you are amazing. Thank you so much for coming through. So in my last video, I stepped away from my reptiles and shared a little bit of my amphibians with you because I do keep more than just reptiles. So last video, we covered my Pac-Man frog and my tomato frog. We did some rehousing and it was awesome. And in this video, I want to share other animals that I care for as well. That honestly, if you'd have told me 4 years ago that I was going to have a whole shelf of these animals, I would have laughed in your face and said that's not possible. But here I am 4 years later, and I've got these animals, and it's about time that I share them with you. I've shared them before, but they've grown a lot, especially since I've been in this apartment. I've not talked much at all about them, and so I'm going to go ahead and share with you all of my tarantulas that I have gathered over the last couple of years, especially since working at the pet store that I work at, and kind of share with you my journey with those. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around, show you my shelf, talk about which ones I have, and talk a little bit about how it is that I came to have all these animals. So over here is my tarantula shelf. Now, like I said, if you had told me that 4 years ago that I was going to have 13 spiders in boxes on a shelf in my house, I would never have believed you. Honest to God, I've always had a huge major fear of spiders, and so for me to have all this right now is just, it's pretty mind-blowing, and me 3 or 4 years ago would never have believed that this could be possible, but here we are. So let's just kind of talk about what I have here. Most of them you'll probably not be able to see because there's so much webbing or they're hiding or whatever the case may be, but I'm just going to talk about which individual ones I have and my journey with caring for them. So right over here, let's start with this one. I don't know if you can see him. You can sort of see him in there. You can see his butt. That is my curly hair tarantula. That was the very first tarantula I ever got. It was the one that started it all for me, aside from the one that I actually held at a reptile expo that really helped me to decide to get over this fear. But this is the very first tarantula I've ever owned, which is my curly haired one. There was one after that one, which was a pink toe, which ended up passing away, but that was my second. But over here, we have my Mexican Redrump over here. He's looking great. I'm thinking it's a he. I'm not 100% sure. I don't really care much about the genders of the tarantulas. I mean, I do think about that when it comes to price, because if I'm going to pay a lot of money for it, I'm going to want it to live as long as it can live. So I guess I do sort of care, but for the most part, I really don't. But anyway, that is my Mexican Redrump over there. And in this one, which you can't see, is a Brazilian blonde. And up top in that little one there is a Sumatran blue baboon, which is going to be needing to be rehoused soon. So probably either in this video or the next one, I'm going to be doing some rehousing. There's a number of these guys here that need to be rehoused, and so that's either going to happen in this video or the next one. So that is one that needs to be rehoused, which is my Sumatran blue baboon. And this guy down here, you can sort of see him there. That is my Brazilian black. He's only just now starting to get really dark. Hasn't really darkened up a lot. He's definitely in pre-molt. He did not eat that dubia that I put in there, so I'm going to have to take that out. I'm guessing that is going to molt soon, and hopefully it will be a little bit blacker by the time it does, but it's been getting steadily and steadily more black as time goes on. Over here next to him, which you can't see at all, and I hardly ever get to see because it's just such a skittish little thing, but it is my Borneo black. Now, when I was deciding between these two, I was like, I've seen them both, and I really want one of these really black, beautiful tarantulas, so which one do I go with? And I originally just went with the Borneo black, only because the Brazilian black actually ended up disappearing and getting sold, and I couldn't. So I went with the Borneo black, but once we got the Brazilian in, I got them both. And so now it's been interesting to watch them grow. It does appear to be, they're about almost the same size. I think my Borneo black over here is a little bit smaller than the Brazilian, but they are very close to the same size, and it's just right now the Brazilian black here is definitely getting a little bit darker than the Borneo, but they both get really black with time, so it'll be really fun to watch them both just develop with time. And both of these are also needing a rehousing today, so if they did, like I said, if it's not in this video, it will definitely be in the next. It'll just depend on how long this video goes. Moving on over, we have my pink toe here, which is still really pretty in its really beautiful little blue stage. God, I love this stage so much. The last pink toe I had, I didn't get this stage. I just didn't get it. I'm not sure if it was maybe a different type of pink toe, but they were both really tiny when I both got them. But the other one, I never got to see this blue stage that I thought all pink toes had, so maybe it was a different type of pink toe. But I'm very excited to have gotten this one because it was just little tiny little clear thing pretty much when I got it, and now it's really fuzzed out and it's gotten really blue and really beautiful, and it's going to go through an awesome, amazing color change. And so I'm super excited to have that and be able to go through and watch that and watch it go through that process. So that there is my little pink toe right there. And we'll do this one here, which is one that I never really ever see. I like see the feet poking out there every once in a while, but it also is super skittish, and so I don't really get to see it, but it is the Sulawesi Violet. So I'm excited to watch that one grow. I just hopefully it gets a little bit less skittish as it gets bigger so that I can actually observe it and not just like look at a hole and throw a cricket in and just watch it disappear. But yeah, so there's that one. Over here is another one who is needing an upgrade in their enclosure today, and that is my pumpkin patch tarantula. I gotta tell you, out of all of my tarantulas, this is the one that definitely challenges my arachnophobia a bit. And I will go into that in a little bit, but yeah, definitely challenges it a little bit. It's a lot less fluffy than my other ones, but it's very pretty. It's very pretty, which is why it's still here. Moving on up. Oh, I was really hoping to be able to catch this one out, because it's absolutely one of my favorites to look at, hands down. There's some legs. There's some legs. This is my golden blue leg baboon tarantula. Absolutely one of my favorites. It's so pretty. I was really hoping it'd be out. Maybe I can get some little overlay footage to put over here. But a really amazing little species. Just shining gold with like blue stalking legs. Just really amazing. And I've enjoyed watching this one grow as well. It has kept its color very nicely, and I'm excited to watch it get to its full length in its full size over time. So gosh, I was really hoping it would just poke out, but it's not going to. That's fine. That's fine. All right, moving on up here. You can sort of see it there. That is my Salmon Birdeater. Yep, that's the Salmon Birdeater right there. Also needing to be upgraded in enclosure today. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tarantulas that need to be rehoused today. And looking at the length of this video already, I am going to go ahead and say that it's going to be a second video and not in this one, just because it's looking like we're already close to 7-8 minutes. Yeah, so that is my salmon pink toe. Was so tiny when I got it. I think it was definitely in like maybe one of these, or maybe one of these, or maybe one of those. I can't remember. But either way, I have upgraded into this since then, and it is now already looking like it could do with a bigger enclosure. So that's going to be getting upgraded as well today. But obviously, you'll see that on the next video. And last but not least, I skipped over it. I know you saw it, but I wanted it to be my last one because, of course, it's the craziest one of them all. And this is my orange baboon tarantula. I want to see if I can see it anywhere. Also, one of my favorites to look at. There it is. Really orange. Just such a vibrant orange spider. And it's another one that needs to be rehoused today, and of all of them, I am looking forward to this one the least. I'm not excited about this at all, and I'm thinking, honestly, I'm probably just going to end up taking the lid off of that one and setting it inside the new enclosure and calling it a day. I don't want to go through all of the crazy OBT energy of it flying around and running and trying to kill me. I just don't want to. I'm not going to. I'm just going to stick that thing right inside the next enclosure and call it a day. I'm not doing it to myself. But yeah, so that there is all of my tarantulas. Oh, I lied. Let us see down here if we can see him. There it is. This is Danny, who is my Mexican red knee tarantula. Let's see if I can just get this top open so that I can get a better view. There he is. That is Danny. That was one that was given to me by the lady who makes my reptile enclosures. Her son was moving and could not take it, so she gave him to me, and he's looking really good and is looking super stunning. So that is my 13th tarantula right there. So there you guys have it. Those are all of my tarantulas, and honestly, like I said, 3 or 4 years ago, I would have never seen myself having this many tarantulas or even getting into tarantulas, because I have such a major fear of spiders. Like I've never been that person. Like, I mean, if you'd have told me that I'd have had a shelf like this, I'd have told you you're lying, because that kind of shelf would need to be burnt down to the ground. Like, I would never ever have a shelf like that. But here I am, and I have one. And honestly, it's been a really fun growing experience. I have loved taking care of all these tarantulas. I have much huge appreciation for tarantulas, all the different ones. I enjoy watching the webbers, the ones that really like to make really intricate webs. I enjoy watching the burrowers, who like to just kind of just make really deep and wild, just like burrowing holes and do their own thing. And I've just enjoyed watching them do what they do with the hunting and the feeding and all of that. Now, I mean, I definitely still have a fear of spiders, like of like common true spiders, like house spiders, that lanky shiny leg body thing I'm not a fan of. I've grown to appreciate the fuzzy thickness of a tarantula. They're like little fuzzy 8-legged puppies, you know. But a house spider still just gets me every time, and that's why the pumpkin patch spider or pumpkin patch tarantula still gets me, because it's not fuzzy like all of my other tarantulas. It's pretty lacking in hair. It's pretty got them longer, kind of lanky leg, shiny body leg thing going on. It's good. It looks a little bit more like a true spider than a tarantula, and so that just, it definitely challenges me. But I keep it around for that, because the whole point of this whole journey started with me getting that one to try to learn to overcome this fear and this natural instinct to kill a spider when I see it. And so now, while I don't kill spiders anymore, like I don't necessarily like go out of my way to kill them, should I say. Like, I definitely will try my very best to just try to catch it and put it outside if I can. And sometimes I've even been able to just completely ignore them and be like, okay, so I now know that there is this spider roaming around my house, and I'm not gonna kill it, and I'm gonna let it do its thing, and I never think about it again. So and that's just not something that I could have done at a point in my life. At a point in my life, if I saw a spider in my house, there was no resting until I knew that it was dead. And so to come this far with my fear, it has been definitely exhilarating. I'm very proud of myself in my journey and how far I've come with that, and I definitely know I've got more growing to do, but I'm better for it. And so I've enjoyed my tarantulas. And if you have a fear of spiders and you're like, man, I can appreciate looking at pictures of the tarantulas, but I don't know about all that, I mean, give it a shot. I mean, the only way you can really overcome your fears are exposure, and which is the only reason I have this channel as well. Like, even if nobody ever wants to come and hold my animals, even if they just watch my animals through the screen and get used to just to seeing that without feeling a cringe inside, then that's progress, and that's progress towards overcoming fear. And so that's the same thing that I did with me and the tarantulas. You know, I just had to get one in my presence, one that I could, have in a container, a contained setting, and then I can absorb, and I can observe and learn to appreciate and not have as much fear around it. And so it's grown for me. And if that's something that you want to try, just to get yourself exposed to something that makes you afraid, I think that's a great way of overcoming things like fears towards things like snakes and lizards and spiders and stuff like that. Is just to expose yourself to as much as possible to those things until you can learn to appreciate those things for what they are and feel less fear towards them. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. In our next video, we are going to be doing some rehousing, which will probably be done today. I'm going to probably put this down, take a break, and then get all the stuff out and do the rehousing. So, I'm going to go ahead and record that then, and that video will come out after this one, sometime after this one, days, I don't know when, but sometime after this one, you'll see it. So, anyway, that's all. You all take care. Love yourselves. Love your loved ones. Love your reptiles. Love your amphibians. Love your tarantulas. And you all keep spreading those herps.